Coming up on Chapman News, I'm Daniela Pardo, and I'll be bringing you the latest on Endeavor's final journey.
Talk about a rough ride. One dog survives a 110-mile ride while stuck in the engine block of a car. Coming up on Chapman News. Welcome to Chapman News. I'm Julian Solomita.
And I'm Erica Scott. Thanks for joining us.
We begin in Los Angeles with the historic ground transport of the Space Shuttle Endeavor through the streets of LA. Daniela Pardo reports.
Thanks, Julian and Erica. We're here on La Tejera and Sepulveda. This is Endeavor's first stop before it takes on its two-day journey to the California Science Center. People are excited. They are lined up, taking pictures, asking questions. Several roads have been blocked off and some power lines have had to be moved, but nonetheless, people are excited. We spoke to some officials, and here's what they had to say.
People throughout the state have a chance to see one of the most amazing spacecraft ever built, and it's now on its way over the next 2 days to the California Science Center, which will be its new home.
California is where Endeavor was originally built, making this moment in history all more meaningful to local citizens.
To be here this close when it first touchdown is pretty special.
This momentous event couldn't have ran as smoothly if it weren't for the road closures and the help of many cops and volunteers.
Southern California Edison is going to provide a safe passage for the shuttle through the city of Inglewood. So we've given enough notice to our residents and our customers in Inglewood so that the shuttle passes through safely.
Endeavor is expected to be here till about 2 p.m. this afternoon before taking on to its final journey. In Westchester, I'm Daniela Pardo. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Daniela. The Endeavor exhibition will open up to the public October 30th, along with a special space festival taking place through November 4th.
Over 800 people gathered in Dana Point for a public meeting on the San Onofre nuclear plant. It's been 9 months since 2 of the plant reactors were shut down. The meeting began with a San Clemente activist who is against the restart of the reactor. He believes the old nuclear power plant needs to be taken down immediately before taxpayers spend more money repairing it. However, supporters are urging workers to get the steam generators back on as soon as possible in order to enjoy more years of secure and stable energy provided by the nuclear power plant. The next meeting to discuss further plans on the restart for one of the units will be in November.
This Saturday, Knott's Berry Farm is stepping away from their unhealthy snacks and fried food to host a health and fitness festival complete with fundraising walk against diabetes. It is called Step Out. Participants are invited to step out and walk the park with loved ones to raise money for the American Diabetes Association. The event will begin at 8:30 a.m. at Knott's Farm and will contribute to the goal of raising over $335,000 for a great cause. Participants have the option to take part in the 5K or go on a shorter walk. The Step Out walk will be followed by food, live entertainment, product sampling, t-shirt design, and costume contests.
After 110 miles in an engine compartment, a dog survives and will soon have a new home. Asia Celestino has more.
The San Clemente Dana Point Animal Shelter's newest addition is the luckiest dog around.
He is a darling dog. He's such a sweetheart.
The puppy survived a 110-mile journey in the engine compartment of a Chevrolet Silverado.
The funny part of it is he's not a small dog. He's about 25 pounds, so we have no idea how he got in the truck engine, how he avoided getting hurt or killed.
The truck's driver, Jamie Magana, said he drove his truck from Chino to Orange to Camp Pendleton, finally stopping in San Clemente.
I got a call from Sheriff Dispatch, and they told me that there's a gentleman who believes there's a dog in his engine block. And I was like, wow, I've had cats in engine blocks, I've had snakes in engine blocks, but not a dog. And I thought, well, it must be maybe just a small chihuahua or something.
Magana opened the car's hood and found the puppy lodged in this 3-foot space, inches away from the truck's fan belt, engine, and other potential dangers.
Couldn't believe that he made that trip. It was a hot, hot day. Not only did he survive, he didn't have signs of heat stroke, he didn't have any burns on him, no loss of fur, so he just had, you know, that really lucky sweet spot.
Despite the dangerous drive, Chevy is an energetic puppy whose luck hasn't run out just yet.
He's friendly with other dogs, with people. He's young. He's a really good adoption candidate.
If you would like to apply to adopt Chevy, please go to petprojectfoundation.com. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms whistleblower Vince Cefalo was fired on Tuesday and claims his complaints about Operation Fast and Furious are the reason. Cefalo is one of the founders of the website Clean Up ATF and has been outspoken against the ATF for a number of years. He was put on administrative leave 1 year ago and was officially served his papers this week. The ATF denies that it is seeking retribution against Cefalo, but Cefalo, who has been an ATF agent for 25 years, says he plans on challenging his termination.
We all remember the turmoil in the city of Anaheim this summer. It made national news. Officers involved in no less than 4 fatal shootings this summer. As summer turns to fall now, Whitney Hubble has a look back, as well as the latest developments from Anaheim.
What do we want? Justice! Why do we want it?
Family and friends of 25-year-old Manuel Angel Diaz marched in his name for justice after being involved in an Anaheim police shooting. I'm standing right where police officers shot and killed Diaz after attempting to flee from a confrontation. When he reached into his waistband, that's when police officials fired the fatal shot into the back of his head. This was the first of more fatal police shootings in Anaheim. Parts of the community were outraged, sparking protests and riots. Some questioned the police response after releasing canines and pepper bullets. Manuel Diaz's mother at City Council expresses her disappointment.
It's time to make a difference in the neighborhoods of Anaheim.
Officials have just released the identity of the officer who fired the fatal shot, Officer Nick Benelek, also an amateur boxer. After routine examination, he returned to the Bureau 2 weeks later. I spoke to the president of the Anaheim Police Association, Carrie Cogden, who said the community is divided. Some people think it's a racial issue, but it's not. It's a gang issue. Hispanics just happen to be the majority of gang members. The Diaz family is suing Anaheim and the police department for $50 million, claiming that the force was excessive and unjustified. In Anaheim, for Chapman News, I'm Whitney Hubble.
Chapman News tried to get in touch with the family's attorney, but she refused to comment.
Coming up next, we've got the weather with Wes, and hopefully we're not going to see any more rain because I know Julian tends to bike to school and get a little wet for class. Wes, what are we looking at this week?
Well, Erica, Julian, the rain yesterday, it brought a lot of snow into the mountains. We'll see if that means you'll be on the ski slopes by the end of the month. We've got our weather report coming up next. You're watching Chapman News.
Don't stand by, stand up.
Welcome back, guys. So, Julian, how much fun was that rain for you yesterday?
Oh, it was too much fun. I rode my bike in the 30 minutes that it actually started pouring rain, got soaked. But we ain't got any more of that rain coming our way, Wes.
Well, Julian, Erica, let's take a look now into the north area of Orange. A beautiful day with the clouds clearing up. Looking like not too much rain coming our way. Let's move on to the national map And we begin with New York, the temperature 56 degrees as we move down south. Miami, mid-80s. And as we continue to head west, we've got Dallas at 86 and the most of the south area also in the mid to high 80s. As we head up north, Chicago, 54 degrees. And as we move all the way to the west coast, San Francisco at a nice 67. As we move to the southwest part of the United States, we've got San Jose at 54 degrees and Fresno over here at 60. Las Vegas is in the high 50s and Phoenix is in at 67. Also, San Diego is checking in the mid 60s and Los Angeles at 62. Let's have a look now at the 5-day forecast. It's time to get your jackets ready. Friday today, not too much rain. We're expecting some scattered showers, but we will see that 72-degree mark. And as we head into the weekend, some great weather to be expected. 79 tomorrow and into the mid to high 80s as we head on into Sunday and the rest of the week. Let's take a look now at the surf report. Today's 2 p.m. surf report. Huntington Beach, 4-foot swells with 3-mile-per-hour winds, and the Wedge, 3 feet swells with 3-mile-per-hour winds as well. Trestles, 2 feet and 5-mile-per-hour winds. Moving on to the 5 p.m. Surf report, Huntington Beach and the Wedge both checking in at 5 feet and 11-mile-per-hour winds, and Trestles at 3 feet and 8-mile-per-hour winds. So if you're looking for a beach day, today might be the day, and this weekend is promising to be a good one. We'll send it back to you at the desk. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Wes. Every 4 years, millions of Americans come out en masse to decide the future of the United States. Election time is a tremendous time of year in which you see the good side of politics with pleasantries exchanged on both sides and candidates showing that they are above the mudslinging of the past.
In 2008, I voted for President Obama. I voted for hope.
But what I got was a bleak future that's forced me to move back in with my parents.
The evil genius who towered over them, one man has the guts to speak his name.
Big Bird. Big Bird. Big Bird.
You can't change Washington.
Mitt Romney knows if
You're running on Chapman corpses?
But with everyone drinking the presidential Kool-Aid, it is easy to forget the numero dos, the Veep. Thursday night, the two contenders came together for a debate in which they tried to help out their presidential candidate. The ultimate showdown of wingmen, and these two did get a little chippy with each other.
Committee. Our adversaries are much more willing to test us. They're more brazen in their attacks, and our allies are less willing to
With
trust
all
us.
due respect, that's a bunch of malarkey.
And why is that so?
Because not a single thing he said is accurate.
Romney's a good man. He cares about 100% of Americans in this country. And with respect to that quote, I think the vice president very well knows that sometimes the words don't come out of your mouth the right way.
Election day is a little less than a month away, and after 2 debates, Biden may want to buy a few more drinks for America to help Obama bring them home.
This past weekend, Orange County faced a record-breaking rise in gas prices, averaging around $4.69 per gallon. Shmola Carker has more on the story.
An overnight gas price hike greeted morning commuters across California. Prices shot up 19 cents overnight and 51 cents higher than last week's average.
What used to cost, $30 is now costing like $45 and upwards of $50 to fill up.
Due to a fire in a Northern California refinery and a power outage in a Southern California refinery, gas supplies were cut by 10% around the state. The state of California currently ranks number 1 with the highest gas prices ranging from $4.2 per gallon and above. Closer to home, Orange currently falls under the yellow stage, with prices ranging between $4.64 to about $4.69 per gallon. Due to the lack of gas supplies and the high prices, Governor Jerry Brown had to step in on Sunday to increase the supply across the state. He moved to issue out the winter blended supplies, which are usually not sold until October 31st, due to the fact that they evaporate quickly in hot weather and can increase air pollution. While many have been affected by the recent change, there are a few who have not felt the repercussions.
This location is in between my son's school and then my house, so I don't have to do as much driving as I used to do. I really I go out of my way to try and save gas and not have to buy it as much.
This is the second drastic hike in gas prices within the last 5 years, with the last hike in 2008, which averaged $4.59 per gallon.
The gas prices lowered slowly during the week, dropping by a few cents, and gas analysis expect the prices to go down further. You can also find cheaper gas rates in your neighborhood by going online to gasbuddy.com.
Gas prices aren't the only thing on the rise. According to a recent home buying report by DataQuick, Orange County home sale prices are up by 7% this year. Resales of single-family homes were up by 19%, while condo sales rose 21% in comparison to last year. In addition, builders' new home sales are nearly 5% higher. Homes were up with an increase in home prices. Buyers in the real estate markets are quickly becoming more confident in listing their homes, thus also supporting the local economy.
Last Saturday, Chapman hosted its annual 5K run for the 7th year in a row. Hundreds of people showed up at Atala Piazza at 7 a.m. to run around the city of Orange's historic sites. Chapman University hosted the event as part of its homecoming weekend. Runners were treated to breakfast after completing the 5K, and the top 3 runners in each age category received awards. Among them were Sydney Gidabude, who finished the race first with a time of 15 minutes and 19 seconds, and Chapman's own President Doty, who placed second in the 65 to 69 age group.
I come out here in the morning and I see thousands of people out here, all having fun, all the volunteers. It fills me with joy.
Oh, President Doty's got some wheels on him, doesn't he?
I know.
Chapman's Dodge College is stretching east again. This time, the film school's forging ties with Taiwan. Dodge and Taiwan's Taipei National University will exchange students and professors on a range of projects. Taiwan joined South Korea among our film school's Asian partners. Dodge hosts a biannual showcase of films from the Seoul under the Busan West banner. Dodge College also offers a 2-year producing degree at a university in Singapore. This summer, Hollywood Reporter ranked Dodge College as the 13th best film school in the world.
A Disneyland employee was hospitalized after being seriously injured on the job this past weekend. The 68-year-old was placing a car on the Space Mountain track when it malfunctioned and the vehicle struck him, causing back, chest, and head injuries. The victim was rushed to the hospital and remains there in stable condition. Space Mountain was back in operation the next day, and the incident will be investigated by Cal OSHA. Coming up next, we've got sports with Tom Jackson. Tom, what are we looking at this week?
After the break, Chapman football takes on Pomona Pitzer for the homecoming game. We've got the highlights, plus a recap on last night's baseball playoff action. Stick around, the best campus sports show is next.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous.
You know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Sorry.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
Welcome back to Chapman News. Thanks again for hanging with us. We have sports now with Tom Jackson. I know football's on a roll, right?
Oh, absolutely. Chapman football has been great. And after an exciting homecoming game, Chapman football did not disappoint in its game on Saturday night. We got Pete the Panther in the house this homecoming game, pumping up the crowd as the football team showed up for some business on Saturday, taking on Pomona Pitzer. With a beautiful touchdown pass, Andrew Chavez to Robin Harris, and won't be the last you'll hear of Robin Harris, as later on in the game, Chavez takes the shotgun snap. Look at him here. Rolls right. Looks down in the corner of the end zone and throws a beautiful pass to Robin Harris again for his second touchdown in the game, putting Chapman up 14-0. But Pomona-Pitzer will not be shut out in this game. Late in the fourth, quarterback Luke Ferguson threads the needle, hitting Ryan Randall for the touchdown, 26-yard touchdown. But the Panthers will win this homecoming game 24-7 as Chavez racks up 91 passing yards on 2 touchdowns and an interception. But the player of the game had to be Robin Harris, catching 87 of those yards and finding the end zone twice. We talked to senior linebacker Kellen Matsuno.
Our big advantage was at the point of contact. We out-physicaled them and pushed players backwards and did a good job in that.
Easier, you know, we have some, leeway with the not having so much pressure on the defense. But, it doesn't make us play any easier, any, lighter. We still give it all and, try and put our points up on the defensive side as well.
Coming up in the week ahead, Saturday night, men's football takes on Occidental here on Wilson's Field as the Panthers look to get Coach Owens his 50th career victory. Women's soccer faces off against Laverne on Wednesday night at home. On the other side of the field, at the Aquatic Center, men's water polo squares off against Laverne as well on Wednesday at 4. But if none of these sports catch your eye, women's volleyball is set up against Laverne in the Hut on Wednesday too at 7 that night. For more info on Chapman Sports, visit chapmanathletics.com. October baseball is in full swing with the 4 remaining teams nearly set. Here's a look around the league at the divisional series with all 8 teams playing on Thursday. We'll begin in the National League with the first Thursday game, the San Francisco Giants in Cincinnati facing the Reds. The Giants would take the game and in turn the series. All-star catcher Buster Posey had to play the game, only the 3rd Grand Slam in Giants postseason history, putting the team from NorCal up 6 and giving them the W and the series. The Orange and Black become the first National League team to come back from down 0-2 with their final 3 games on the road. The second game of the night was the Cards and the Nats battling it out in a tough Game 4. The Nationals, with their back against the wall, came through in dramatic fashion as Jason Worth hits that laser to left field for the walk-off in the 10th. The series is now tied up as Game 5 tonight in our nation's capital. Up in NorCal again, Billy Bean and the A's get bounced in Game 4 of the series as Verlander blanketed them, striking out 11 in a complete game shutout. Someone tell Mr. Pitt Moneyball 2 may be stuck in development, but at least Oakland still has them Raiders. It was a long one in New York, but J.J. Hardy doubled the Orioles into Game 5 with a 13th inning gap shot to left, bringing home the wonder kid Manny Machado. A-Rod went 1 for 4 and was pinch hit for in the bottom of the 13th by Eric Chavez, who lined a third for the final out of the game. Game 5 will be played in New York at 5 o'clock this evening. That's it for baseball sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
I know you're not getting nervous for Game 5, are you?
No, I've got it all set out. I'm going to go home and watch the Yankees win, and I'm not worried about it at all.
All right, coming up, we got some entertainment gossip for you with Nicole.
Coming up in entertainment, I have all the details on the famous Disney starlet that's making her way to Chapman's campus, and the latest on the scandalous headlines that has Hollywood buzzing, and AMA nominations coming up next.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous.
Welcome back to Chapman News. I'm Erica Scott.
And I'm Julian Solomita.
We've got entertainment next. Julian, have you heard Ellie Goulding's new album?
Oh man, it's great. Everyone should check that out. That is my jam. What do you got for us this week, Nicole?
The American Music Awards turned 40 this year with a milestone anniversary telecast. To kick things off, Christina Aguilera hosted a press conference Tuesday announcing the nominees. Justin Bieber, One Direction, and Jason Aldean are just a few of the talented artists nominated this year, but Nicki Minaj and Rihanna will be the ones to watch, leading the nominations with 4 nods each. But who will take home the top honor of the night? For Artist of the Year, the nominees are
Justin Bieber, Drake, Maroon 5, Katy Perry, Rihanna.
And to liven things up, EDM, or electronic dance music, will make its debut for the first time ever as a category this year for EDM Artist of the Year. Voting begins this Tuesday online. Watch the AMAs live on Sunday, November 18th at 8 p.m. on ABC to see if your favorite artists take home the prize. The lineup for one of the most anticipated country music festivals has been released. Country music fans from all over have been eagerly waiting to see what country music superstars will perform at this year's Stagecoach Music Festival. Toby Keith, Hank Williams Jr., and Trace Adkins will headline Friday night of the three-day festival. Lady Antebellum, Dierks Bentley, and Rodney Atkins will be the big three of Saturday evening, and wrapping up the festival will be Zac Brown Band, Darius Rucker, and Thompson Square, headlining Sunday night. While the lineup looks great, it's the changes to the camping rules that have people outraged. For more information, check out stagecoachfestival.com. Taylor Swift is garnering even more attention than usual. The pop star has been making headlines for her public transition into adulthood. Taylor covered November's issue of Rolling Stone magazine deemed The Heartbreak Kid, and although it is conservative by the magazine's standards, it's a bit more risque than we're used to seeing from the singer. But it's what she's saying on the inside of the mag that have people talking. The soon-to-be 23-year-old discusses being called out on kidnapping her 18-year-old boyfriend, Connor Kennedy. She's quoted saying, "How did I kidnap him? You can't kidnap a grown man." She also addresses rumors that she is a Kennedy-obsessed and crashed a Kennedy wedding. She says, "I have no idea what happened there. I would never show up somewhere I thought I wasn't invited to." You can read the rest of the article. The magazine hit stands today. Hillary Duff will be on Chapman's campus this Tuesday. The National Society of Leadership and Success is hosting their very first speaker event. The actress, author, entrepreneur, and humanitarian will be speaking to Chapman students on her life and success. Seats will be available the day of the event, but space is limited, so it is a first-come, first-served basis. Doors open at 3:15 p.m. and the event starts at 3:30 with a live broadcast at 4 o'clock. Be sure to bring your student IDs with you to the Sandu Conference Center for an event you will not want to miss. But if you're more into poetry than pop, head over to main campus to hear famed poet Kate Gale speak to Chapman students and staff. Gale founded the Red Hen Press and is editor at the Los Angeles Review. Gale has also won numerous awards in both poetry and public speaking. Gale will talk to Chapman students on her success and how on the path to becoming a public speaker. Check out Gale on Tuesday, October 16th at 2:30 p.m. in the All Faiths Chapel and the same day at 7 o'clock p.m. in the Leatherby Libraries. That's all I have for entertainment. Chapman students, will you guys be checking out Hillary or Gale this week? Tweet us at Chapman News and tell us who you're going to check out.
Thanks, Nicole. 3 bands headlined a concert in Santa Ana on Wednesday night, bringing new and exciting sounds to the OC. Lauren Free has the story.
AWOL Nation is on their biggest tour this month, along with Imagine Dragons and Zealy. The tour started out on the East Coast and finally made its way to California last night, opening at the Observatory in Santa Ana. Zealy, a small band from Austin, Texas, opened the show with a different kind of flavor.
What is Zealy's philosophy or Zealy's purpose?
I mean, I think our goal is just to make good music that people can adapt to as almost like a soundtrack to what they do.
We don't rap about stuff we don't have.
The band talked about how in an industry of money and fame, they're just trying to stay real.
So many people live way up here. We are very humble and very down to earth, and I think that's kind of lacking. So if we can bring that balance back, that's cool. We'd love to do that.
Although this band might be down to earth, it's no lie that the energy at the concert was out of this world.
AWOL Nation has this amazing, energetic live show, and it's just an exhausting night. It's just so much music. It's a good thing.
What kind of difference are you guys trying to make?
We're just trying to bring good music to people that, they can have a good time living their lives listening to.
Everybody on your feet!
AWOL Nation is just now wrapping up, and all 3 bands did absolutely fantastic tonight. Zealy, Imagine Dragons, and closing up with AWOL Nation. Out of the 27 shows on this tour, more than half of them sold out immediately. Tomorrow, all 3 bands are heading to Club Nokia in Los Angeles for one of the biggest shows of the tour. Reporting from the Observatory, I'm Lauren Faree, Chapman News.
I'm a big fan of theirs. AWOL Nation's next show is October 15th in Tucson, Arizona. Their tour continues throughout the nation, ending October 25th in Orlando, Florida.
Log on to our website at chapmannews.tv to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsies bios, and top headlines.
Also, make sure you go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/ChapmanNews, Twitter at twitter.com/ChapmanNews. Who knows, you might even get a retweet, and youtube.com/ChapmanNews.
Well, that's all we've got for today's show. Thanks for joining us. I'm Erica Scott.
And I'm Julian Salamita.
Stay classy, Orange County.